Do you make career choices based on immediate benefits or long-term expected value? Hello, welcome to Coaching Think Talk. I am Life Coach Shaun, the man from Pasig City, from Life Coach Philippines, and this is coaching for workforce management. And this coaching conversation are for people managers who are wanting to create and build an inspired and motivated workforce. And my mission is to be able to help the workplace create a mentally fit environment at work so that the workforce can continuously stay inspired, purposeful, and live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. And thank you for joining me live today. And please leave your digital footprint by letting us know where you are presently located as of this very moment. It's a Monday morning, and I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I've enjoyed my weekend by far so far. It's a wonderful week, a lot of learnings, a lot of realizations, and a lot of reflection for the week ahead. And please do tag your friend and circulate this video who might be in need of what I will be sharing to you this this morning. You may also give a shout out to other people by greeting them in the comment section below. Just feel free to send them some inspiring message. Send them a message out there. Send them a message of hope and inspiration, right? If you're watching this on a replay, please do comment #replay. I'm streaming by a FB page of Life Coach Philippines and YouTube channel Coach AI-Connect. If you are new to the platform, please like, follow, and subscribe so that you get updates. When we do this coaching Think Talk every day at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. So you get regular updates in there so that you can stay connected and you can, take notes, get some learnings, and share it with other people as well at work. All right. If this is the first time you're joining me, if this is the first time you're seeing me, I am Life Coach Shaun. I'm a professional certified actively co-create life coach, and I'm also a certified mental health coach from Life Coach Philippines. I've worked in the corporate world for more than 14 years now. I am currently a workforce management consultant for one of the biggest IT and consulting companies in the world. I'm currently supporting their call center operations, specifically based here in the Philippines, but supporting North American project. I've been married for 19 years. We have two kids. They're 19 years old and also 16 years old. And one of my better half is also a certified actively co-create life coach, and also a certified mental health coach. So if you want to know more about relationship, she's up later at 4 p.m. Same channel here at Life Coach Philippines. If you want to know more about how you can improve your relationship, how you can develop your relationship with yourself, better relationship with your spouse, better relationship with your children, your parents, and other people, she is the person that will help you in that area. So just stay tuned. 4 p.m. later. Stay connected. You can set an alarm already so that you can be reminded that hey, it's about time for you to learn about relationship. And one of the things that's special about me that not a lot of people know, that I'm not normal. I'm clinically diagnosed with emotional dysregulation. So there are some things that in a ways that I don't know what certain emotions is, and I struggle how to respond to it. And sometimes it can be robotic, and sometimes people can tell you that you're insensitive. So that is something that I've learned most recently, that I have a mental health condition. It's something that I'm working on with my coach. Master Coach A is currently my coach right now. Is helping me in my journey. Pagaling ka po, Master. Thank you very much for all of the things that you do. And today I'm going to talk to you about seeing what's below. Ayan, understanding delayed gratification. Have you ever heard of the term delayed gratification? Yeah, have you ever heard that term? And before I begin, I would like just to acknowledge the presence of all of you joining me this morning. Maraming salamat. Coach Tin, of course, my better half is there. Mark, Joseph, thank you for joining me. Coach Candy, maraming salamat. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much for joining us in YouTube. If you want high definition videos, just go to YouTube. You can watch the replay in here. And what you can do is utilize this video, play it, and have a coaching conversation, or have a conversation with your colleagues, your family members, and so on, or at work, so that you can get some insights. What's beautiful about it is if you want to learn more, as you learn today, you want to learn more, teach more. You can teach people. share your experiences, give some insight to other people. I tell you, that will retain. The retention there is 90%. Oh, imagine that, 90%, if you want to retain more of what you're learning today. So it's delayed gratification. It's a person's ability to wait. Yeah, to wait to get what they want for a bigger price or a reward. So if you are someone who's practicing, exercising delayed gratification, is you're looking forward to a bigger reward. Now, most often than not, maybe you know someone, or maybe you experience this, right? During times in which you're doing something, you have a goal, and instead of you focusing on what's the bigger prize at the end, sometimes we tend to just get whatever we've seen right now, and it can give you temporary happiness, but the long-term satisfaction, it's something that's being affected. Now, delayed gratification, it's our ability to control ourselves from any temptation and stick to our goals. So sometimes things can be tempting. You can get derailed of all of the things that you need to do and focus on what's important. And that is what delayed gratification is. It's about seeing the bigger picture. If you step back, take a look at every other facets of your life, every other facets of the work that you do, every other facets of the things that you're doing, you're focusing on the much bigger game. Why? Because you are not wanting to just fulfill the temporary sense of pleasure. So that is what delayed gratification is. You're moving towards a much longer, much bigger, much greater sense of accomplishment. And think about a long-term reward that you have. Think about a long-term reward that you're aiming towards to. It may be that you want to lose weight. Like me, I remember, I think it was a decade already that I decided to lose weight. And that losing weight is not a quick journey, because I was thinking about it on a long-term perspective, and I want to really start losing weight. I think I was more than 70, I think 80 kilos. I'm not sure how much is that in pounds. But I was a big boy back then. And I needed to lose weight because I felt, I felt heavy. And also, sometimes I feel that I'm not confident enough when, you're a little big. So I decided to make that change before. And that took time. It took me more than 6 years for me to start journeying and losing weight. And there's a lot of chunking that need to be happen for you to start reducing all the food that you eat. And people would think that, losing weight is about working out. For me, it's totally different. It's a totally different perspective. I made it radical that for me to lose weight, I need to start first with being mindful of what I eat. And being mindful of what I eat means that being mindful of how I think. So if that is something that you've been working on for the longest time, and maybe it's something that you've experienced, put that in the comment section. It's tell them, hey, I also have that experience in which I was losing weight, but there are certain times, that you want to eat, maybe there's a steak in there, maybe there's a cake in there, maybe there's a food in there, and if you want to cut in that, you think, okay, I'll just do that next week, or the next week becomes next month becomes next year, and you didn't lose any weight. So that is something what delayed gratification it's all about. It's all about, as Coach Marife has said, mindset. It's all about mindset, and this is what we are teaching you right now here, of changing the mindset and coaching Think Talk, so that we can start thinking and start talking about what's important to you, and you can start shifting towards a better lifestyle. All right, Coach Nord, thank you very much from the northern part of the Philippines, and Coach Marifes in the southern part of the Philippines. So, diba, end to end that. Now, there was an experiment called the marshmallow test. Maybe you've heard me talk about this, or maybe you've heard this somewhere, you've read it somewhere. This was conducted back in 1970 by the psychologist by the name of Walter Mischel, in which they placed a treat in front of a children and offered them a choice. The choice is simple. It's the red pill and the blue pill. Joke. No, it's not the red pill, blue pill. It's a marshmallow. And the way that the experiment goes is the children were asked that, hey, I will give you a big marshmallow, and I would want for you, if you want to eat that, it's fine. But if you want to double the marshmallow, you have 2 marshmallow, then you just have to wait. you have to wait for a period of time, then you will get another one. So what happens is when the experimenter have instructed the child, the experimenter would leave, and most often than not, you know what happened during those times when the experiment was being conducted? Well, most of the child just ate the marshmallow directly. But some of them waited. They waited on it. They waited until they get a much bigger prize. Over time, they conducted this. Over time, they kept track of the children as they grew up, and they based this, experiment on the children's success in the future. And when they grew up, those children who know delayed gratification had advantage over the others. Okay? So what are the advantage? Listen to this. The advantage is when the child learn or know how delayed gratification is and how it works, their performance is better academically. And they also have fewer behavioral problems because the locus of control that they have is better than others. Because they know, it's clear to them that, hey, I have a much bigger goal than this. That I would do everything in my power, everything in my effort for me to be able to achieve that. So that is what delayed gratification is all about. So why is it so hard to delay delayed gratification? Why is it so hard for many? It's so hard for you and me. I'm not exempted here, right? I've done this before as well. I have challenges delaying delayed gratification, and this is what I'm teaching you as well for those people in the workplace. Because if you wanna, live a meaningful and fulfilling life or at work, and you just don't want to work for the weekend, I tell you, exercising, practicing delayed gratification will change the way you see the work, and it will change the way, the course of the future for you and for many that you talk in the workplace. So why is it a challenge? It's because of the feeling of uncertainty. Yan. That is the biggest reason why delayed gratification is so hard to maintain, because of the feeling of uncertainty. You don't know that maybe if you do something, it's not gonna happen. You talk to someone, you've seen someone in the internet, you've seen this, yada, 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 and you would say, no, I'd rather not do it because it's not gonna happen anyway, right? So that is the biggest reason. It's because of uncertainty. And for those who are only doing specific activities or exercises once or for the first time, they can find the process very, very long, especially if you're doing it on your own, right? That's why we're always saying here at Life Coach Philippines is get a coach. Have someone that you can spend time and talk with, process your thoughts, process your ideas, process your thinking, so that you can make the right decision and you can make that control and management of all of the things that you need to do for you to be able to fulfill your greatest goal. And they can find the process long, and they feel that we would not be able to achieve the goal because they haven't experienced it. Like for many of us, right, most of the things that we do are first time, and we have certain beliefs. We do something, we challenge that belief, and that belief becomes the new belief becomes our belief. It sticks with us when we continuously prove that, but that doesn't mean that you can challenge that belief as well, so that you can choose beliefs that serve you in the long term. Okay, so this lack of certainty makes giving up far easier than keeping focus towards the goal. All right, so are you still with me? I hope you were able to get this, why delaying delayed gratification is so important for people who wants to, thrive at work, who wants to thrive in their relationship, who wants to thrive in the things that we do, rather than just working. It's a Monday, you have this feeling, oh, it's Monday again, it's the same thing, the only reason why I'm working is because I worked yesterday, and so on. It's about time that we can change that and take a look at things in perspective. And I tell you, delaying delayed gratification makes the journey far enjoyable. All right. So the feeling of uncertainty about the future reward makes delayed gratification such a challenge? That is really the thing about it. So where does this feeling come from? Where does this feeling of uncertainty come from? All right. A lot of people only look at the surface. Surface level is your behavior, our behavior. You see someone in the workplace, maybe they're buying a lot of different things. They're buying this stuff. They have a new phone, new gadgets, and so on and so forth. And most often than not, that is where challenge comes in, because they're trying to fill a gap. They're trying to fill something in the surface, but as they progress, they are not satisfied with the things that they do. So they constantly find something else, until such time they come into a point in which their satisfaction is so low, and they're unable now to understand, okay, what is it that I really want, right? What is it that I really wanted to do? The reality is, there are different layers that we need to take a look at and unpack when we're taking a look at delaying gratification, because we can't just take a look at behaviors. There's a lot of different facets in there that we need to take a look at, we need to expand, we need to unpack, so that we understand that. So how do we do that? How do we unpack that? Are you familiar with the iceberg model? Yan. Are you familiar with it? If you join us during the cabin of the campfire, yesterday at 5 p.m., if you are interested to join that, we have conversation in there on how we can help the pillars of society. For those people who want to focus on specific pillars, we can help them, we can support them to get their message out there and start taking action and improving the things that they want in their life. All right? If you're familiar with the iceberg model, the iceberg, what you see in the surface is only a fraction of what the whole person is really about, or what the whole person is about. A good example is the Titanic, right? If you watch the movie Titanic, if you've heard the story, the captain there, and all of the people who's driving the boat, thought that the iceberg is just small. They thought that it was okay. I mean, we're not gonna sink there anywhere. But they have been proving wrong otherwise, and that's why the Titanic sank, right? This is where we need to start looking for, instead of taking a look at what's in the surface, we need to start looking what is below. That is the first start. And the iceberg, it's understanding and seeing what's below the surface. So what is below the surface? When you take a look at what's above the surface, we talk about events, right? What's happening right now. That is what is seen currently. That's what you see. That's what I see. That is all the events. And anything below the surface talks about the first layer is the patterns of behavior. Like, where is your behavior coming from? These are generally the unseen. These are the things that we don't see. These are the things that what's been happening in the past, what's happened in the past. What are the trends? What are the changes that have occurred in your lifetime? Or maybe you change the way that you think. Maybe you change some habit in there that's affecting the way that you see or you do things in your life right now. That is changing patterns. So that's the first surface. So again, you have the first event, that's the first layer, and you have the second event, which is the second layer. And lower than that, deeper than that, we talk about the structure of the system. And we talk about the structure of the system, we're talking about how your system of way of making decisions, or I call this mind map. No, you have the structure and how you make a decision, how your mind works. This is how the patterns that you have before influences the way that you make decisions right now and how you think. Like policies, like laws, like physical structures, like processes, procedures. These are structures of system, and we learn this in the workplace. Structure of system that established in the workplace, that most often than not there are some processes and steps in there that's no longer serving what is needed right now. That's why there's always improvement, innovation, process improvement in the workplace that needs to be happen, because the structure of the system may no longer serving the current need. But most importantly, if you want to understand, if you want to learn, if you want to if you want to master delaying delayed gratification, we need to start focusing on the most deepest part of this iceberg, which is the mental models. Master Coach Shaun has been teaching us mental model for the last 7 months, and mental model is the way that we perceive the things. It's how we see the world. It's how we think of things. It's how we process of things. It's how our beliefs are created. It's how our values are structured, and it's how our attitudes towards the things that's happening in our life. This is what mental model is. Think about two people. You have two people who's looking outside. It's a holiday season. If you're in the US or other part of the globe who has a snow, think about two person who's taking a look at outside the window and they're seeing snow. And the first person would think that, hey, I can create my own, what you call that? You can create a snowman. There you go, a snowman. But the other person who's looking at the same view as you is thinking about how can they clean up the snow so that they can walk outside, make sure that they don't experience accidents. So that is what mental model is. Different people have different ways of seeing things because, all of the actions that we have are connected to our beliefs, and it's also connected to our perception. So think about the way that you think right now, the way that you process things, the way that you think about your work right now. What is that mental model that you're using? Are you using a mental model in which you always experiment 10,000 times? Are you taking a look at work where you utilize 10,000 hours to master things? Are you someone who's doing inversion on taking a look at actions that might hinder you from achieving success in your life? These are the things that we need to start exploring. And I tell you, if this is something that has connected with you, if this is something that has make a mark in your heart and in your mind right now, feel free to message us here at Life Coach Philippines. We would be happy to help you and support you and guide you through on what is next for you. You don't have to really think deeply about it. We will help you process with that. We have a handful of life coaches here who can support you in your journey and guide you so that you can make the right decisions for yourself. All right? So our assumptions, our beliefs, and our values allow us to build trust in ourselves and also with others. That is the beauty of delayed gratification, because when you have trust in yourself, you have trust in other people, I tell you, the world just changes for you and for other people. The time that we are willing or not willing to wait will depend a lot on our worldview. That's what Coach Maripi has said. It is our mindset. And if you're thinking about things, sometimes we would think about things complex. Kumbaga, in the workplace, complex is good. But of course, complexity also puts you so much stress and pressure in the work that you do. And sometimes you get tired, exhausted, and it causes you to burn out. So don't do that. Don't complicate things. Simplify things, because in simple terms, in simple things, the things that we're doing makes it much more enjoyable. All right? There are some people who likes analyzing things, who likes analyzing the situation to make decisions. But there are some people who follow their heart, who follow their gut, for them to understand and to know what's best for them so that they can see that long term. Now, that there can be situations where you will have experience analysis paralysis, that instead of you taking action, you just halt in there, stopped, because you have this fear of uncertainty, and you would rather just have that experience of instant pleasure, but every single day that you want something, you want to do more, you want to do greater things which allow you to be a better person. So what is it that we need to start taking a look at exploring, so that we focus on the most enjoyable part of our life and focusing on the bigger picture of what the future is ahead for us? Do you believe in your abilities? And do you understand your strengths and weaknesses? Because when you understand all of this, when you accept When you are aware, you acknowledge and accept it, the actions that would take, you would utilize and leverage on these resources that you have so you can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Acknowledge them. Acknowledge your strength, acknowledge your weaknesses, because that is the only way, and that is one of the ways that you can do for you to delay delayed gratification. Because the goal that you have, that is big. Not a lot of people might understand it, and that's okay. Maybe you're just in the wrong space, right? Find the right space. If you want the right space, come and join us. Come and join us. Join us on one of the classes that we have here at Life Coach Philippines and have a moment with us. Experience what really a true environment in which people are supportive. Because when you start seeing that you're not alone, that there are other people as well who are experiencing the same experience that you have, it makes the journey far better. And it makes uncertainty certain for you. Because you would now start believing that all of the things that you think about is true for you today, but it doesn't mean it's going to be true for you for the future. Because you have acknowledgement, you have acceptance that you can change. The reality is, short-term satisfaction affects our life satisfaction. Because when we continue to pursue things that will only make us happy today, it's going to give us a disappointing life in the future. Jeff Bezos, one of the famous billionaires and founder and CEO of Amazon, uses mental models to achieve lasting success. This was the class that we had last Saturday. And that's what separates him from those who are not able to achieve their goals and those who are able to achieve this goal. His daily focus is he focuses on 3 years in advance, 3 years in the future. So imagine that. It's for the long haul. Bezos plans today for 3 years in the future. So imagine he's thinking about 3 years today. What happened today, he planned that 3 years back. And he does not use shortcuts. Because shortcuts only yield short-term success and short-term benefits. If you want to change that, the strategy is to delayed gratification. And it's not about sacrificing the long term. It's not about that. It's about making sure that you define the future. You are clear that sacrificing today is not sacrificing today, the delayed gratification is a worse investment that you will have for a future. So, being able to gratify yourself constantly is the worst investment for a better future. So, delayed gratification works. So, what I will share to you is 5 categories and attitudes that profoundly impacts our lives, which is the Zimbardo time perspective. You know this, you can research this. I'll give you just 5 inventory model that you can start reflecting on. So, this is going to be very, very quick. If you want to learn more about this, just let us know here, message us, and we'll be happy to help you. All right? 5 categories of attitude that profoundly impacts our lives. Number 1 is past positive. Yan. These are people who are only focusing on the good old days. They focus on, before I was like this, before my life is like this, and so on and so forth, but they're not moving. Their life is still the same as today. They're just focused on what they had before, but not taking a look at the perspective right now and taking action. So that is past positive. Number 2 is past negative. Past negative are people who focus on all of the things that went wrong in the past. So they think about, the reason why I'm like this, because of my mom, because of my dad, because of my husband, because of my parents, because of my sibling, because of Duterte. Everyone already is being blamed for their current situation. So that is past negative. Number 3 is present hedonistic. Present hedonistic, these are people who live in the moment, but seek pleasure most of the time. Just seeks pleasure, avoid discomfort, avoid pain at all costs. That is present hedonistic. Number 4 is present fatalistic. Present fatalistic are people who feel that decisions are moot. Like the song I will try to sing, Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. Yan. That is present fatalistic. Whatever will be, will be. You inspire me, Coach Marife. Thank you very much. that is present fatalistic. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. They will make decisions based on, whatever happens and I'll go my way. And number 5 is future oriented. Future oriented are people who plan for the future. They plan for the future. They trust that their decisions will work out, will yield better fruits, bigger prizes, bigger rewards, and a lot better life which filled with meaning and fulfillment. Which 5 do you feel you fall currently? And how is this influencing the way that you do your work? How is this influencing the way that you think about work? How is this influencing the way that you make decisions at the work? And also how you, when you turn off the work that you do, you live your life. And how is this presently moving you forwards towards your goal? If you are in a season of your life like right now where you're wanting to break free from all of this monotony at work, that you feel that you come into work because you came into work yesterday, and you want to change that, and you feel that you're not progressing anymore, you feel you're stagnated, or maybe you feel that you're just exhausted and tired, and maybe you're in the brink of burnout already, I'm inviting you to take advantage of this coaching program that I have. By digging deep on understanding what's really important to you, what's really important to us as an individual, the Silver Lining Coaching Program allows you to take it a step further. When I say a step further, step back first, then take a look at things in perspective. And finally, have you identify the goals that will keep you inspired and motivated. Imagine planning out and being intentional about what are the things that you're doing right now, being intentional with the time that you have, being intentional with the investment that you have, and identifying the obstacles that will hinder you from fulfilling the long-term goal or sabotaging your success. And imagine creating action plans on how you can handle it efficiently and effectively. Maybe you've been doing a lot of different things but it's not yielding a better result. This one would allow you to have that finally. And when you're done with that, imagine having a list of all of the things that matters to you, that brings you joy, brings spark in your life, brings hope that the future will be awesome, like how it's awesome right now, but it's going to be awesomer in the future. If you want to know more about this program and how it can benefit you, please message me at 0917-569-4200. Book a strategy session. It's a complimentary session. You don't have to pay for anything. Let me just help you, jumpstart you with that. And if it's something that will benefit you, and if you see that it's gonna help you create a better future, and I know it will, let's get connected. Let me help you. Remember, action makes progress. Action makes progress. Action makes progress. If you want to live a more meaningful and fulfilled life, the first step is to just grab that phone, grab that messenger, message us here, call us, and we'll be happy to help you with the next step. All right? So thank you very much for joining me. As I end this conversation, let me invite you to be part of what we are doing as an organization of professional certified life coach. If you are yet to be a smart holder of the Be Learning e-card and are still to enjoy the perks that I am enjoying today is the best time for you to take advantage of this opportunity. Please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to join the Be Learning Society. It's a tent maker of the Be Learning homes for mental fitness. This is a passion project of Master Coach A, and her goal and our goal is to be able to create the facility for you and for me so that we are mentally fit, so we don't go into a space of, dragging ourselves at work, and sometimes we feel exhausted, and at times the worst space is we are burnt out. That is something that we're helping other people. I've experienced burnout 3 times, so don't do that. Let us help you. Take advantage of this opportunity. Enjoy a 5% food and beverage discount at Decaf Coffee Republic. You also get a mental model masterclass by Master Coach Hay happening every 4th week of the month or 4th Saturday of the month. This is with a lot of learnings, a lot of things that you can utilize a mental model that I've taught you today, and it also includes a 90-minute free coaching session with senior coaching team from Life Coach Philippines. And we just recently concluded the Jeff Bezos mental model. I tell you, that is a super powerful learning And what I've taught you today is something that Jeff Bezos is using. Looking forward for next mental model masterclass. Taking a look at your screen right now, we're gonna talk. Master Coach A is gonna talk about reinvention. Yeah, imagine reinventing yourself and reinventing the things that you've been doing in your life to make it far, far better than before. For more information, registration, and assistance, connect with Coach Rizal, 0917-586-1661. Also, if you want to talk like this and think like this, for individuals who want to embark on becoming a certified life coach, Master Coach A is now offering Co-Actively Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. This is a CPD accredited course with 40 CPT units. CPD is all about learning new things or refreshing your knowledge by doing things and things which makes life coach or the CACC Life Coach Certification Program the perfect track for continuing professional development. I've invested on this. I have a CPD point as well and continuously investing. Life coaching is a 21st century learning experience that's empowering professionals to enhance their skills in multiple domains and thereby increasing their relevance in an increasingly complex workplace. What you will get here is a 21-day web-based learning, a 3-day live coaching bootcamp with Master Coach A, and a 3-day business bootcamp with senior coaching team. So if you want to monetize this, it is possible and help is available. And the program package also comes with many other bonuses. So please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917-586-1661 to discover opportunities waiting for you in this profession. Alright? So maraming salamat for joining me again. Exercise delaying delayed gratification. It's a wonderful journey when you start practicing it. It's not an overnight thing. It's not, you've learned that today, you master that tomorrow. Now, it takes time, and that's okay. But if you need help, you want to fast track that, get a life coach. Talk to a life coach. Have a handful of life coaches there, or maybe someone invited you to join in here. Message that person, ask that person how they can support you and how you can journey with you. And if you want to learn more about, life coaching, if you want to learn more about from all of the coaches who's joining us, Coaching TikTok happens every single day, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Do join us again this afternoon for another coaching conversation with Coach Marife Garpin. You see her in the comment section. And for coaching for fitness and nutrition. And Coach Tin for coaching for relationship at 4 p.m. Once again, this is Life Coach Shaun Joya from Life Coach Philippines from Coaching TikTok. Coaches like us think and talk like this. If you want to be part of what we're doing as professional certified life coaches, if you want to be a thought leader, if you want to speak your mind, speak your thoughts, speak a change in this world, come and join us. We'll be happy to help you and support you in your journey. Maraming po salamat. This is us in the Philippines. La bam boom, la bam boom, la bam boom. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.